Celts. My name is Dr. Ruiz, and I'm the Senior Director of Veteran Services for the University of St. Thomas. And this morning we have Mr. Jay Hernandez.
Hello, hello.
Who is our Director of Operations. And we wanted to just make a quick video to talk about Spring 24 certifications. Mr. Hernandez, what is a GI Bill certification? What does that mean? And who does that apply to?
I know that's really important to clarify because sometimes we use these terms that we just throw on all the time and sometimes students don't know. So certification process is actually me telling you, the student, and telling the VA that you're in X amount of credit hours for the upcoming semester. And what this does is it triggers your housing payments if you do receive those and your payments in general. So it's really important when you hear certification to understand it's me telling the VA how many credit hours you're in for what semester.
Who does GI Bill certifications apply to?
That's another big misconception. You know, sometimes we throw these words out like GI Bill, and people don't understand it's an umbrella term. So under the GI Bill, you have your Post 9/11, Chapter 33s, your Veteran Readiness and Employment, VRE, People, Chapter 31s, your Dependent Education Assistance, Chapter 35s, and then your 1606, My Reservists. So if you're in any of these benefits, certification does apply to you.
Gotcha. When does the GI Bill certification process begin for us for the spring semester?
Right. Now, the VA does allow me to process really early, but as you know, priority registration just opened up for our veteran students, and regular registration was going to be opening up next week. So we want to give you guys the time to solidify your schedule, figure out what you want to take and what you don't want to take, and get your schedule down complete. We're not going to start certifying until 27 November. That's the earliest we're going to be able to certify.
How will the students set up their appointments with you?
Right. So we're going to be doing this just like we've done for the past couple semesters. It's going to be online appointments. There's going to be a link sent out to you on 20 November. We're going to put it on social media. We're going to put it on an email to everybody, and it's going to say to schedule your appointment, click on this link. From there, you'll be able to select your time from 27 November onward. And this is when we're going to meet. We're going to go over your schedule, and I will process your benefits. If you do want to come in person, that's fine, but I still need you to set up that appointment. That way I can dedicate that time for you and I to discuss how your benefits work, how much you have remaining, what other benefits you may be eligible for that you can transition to. All these are really important conversations to make sure that you are fully funded if you qualify for the rest of your time here at UST.
Thank you. What are some of the big issues that you see during one-on-one appointments with students when you're trying to process their GI Bill benefits? What's the biggest issues that you see that stop the students from actually leaving the appointment with their benefits completely done?
Right. Sometimes it may be a given, but if it's not, I need you guys to be enrolled in classes first. Because what happens is I have to report to the VA how many credit hours you're in and how much money the school is charging you. If you're not enrolled in these classes, I can't tell the VA anything. So that's key. You got to be enrolled. So before you schedule an appointment, make sure you are enrolled. The other thing is make sure these classes are on your degree plan. The VA is only going to pay for classes on your degree plan. If it's not, we're going to have another issue, and I can't certify you, and you may have to come out of pocket. So make sure you have your degree plan, and make sure those classes that you're taking are on that degree plan. And if you're having issues with that, or you're still kind of trying to figure it out, reach out to us, and I can help you say, yes, this is going to work, or no, you need to figure something else out. Between those two issues are the biggest ones. Yeah.
So do you have a copy of their degree plan?
I do. But the key is, or the issue is, the degree plan I have, it's for the VA. It doesn't mean that I'm putting these where I think they go. If you aren't sure, go to your advisor. Go to advising and get a new degree audit. That way, some of these classes are going to be where I put them, and sometimes they're not. So to make sure you graduate on time, make sure advising office is putting these classes towards your degree plan, because sometimes you will be taking a class that doesn't go to your degree plan, and then your graduating semester, you're going to be like, I need 3 more hours. And that's going to set you back a whole nother semester. So we want to avoid that as much as possible.
So what if they lost their degree plan? Could they email you and ask you for a copy of their degree plan? Could you send them one?
It's not ideal. It's not. I can, but again, there's going to be some notes on there for the VA that are going to apply to you and you may not understand. So it may confuse the advising office. So I would strongly recommend to go to advising and get that new degree plan just to be sure.
Could you explain to us the importance of processing your spring GI Bill benefits as early as possible?
The sooner the better. I can't stress that enough. And the reason is, well, first, there is a payment deadline coming up for spring 24. So to avoid any late fees that the GI Bill does not pay, you want to meet that spring payment deadline. The other thing is the sooner we get your process, the sooner some of that book money can come in if you do qualify for it. And the sooner you'll be receiving your stipend. Yes, we can certify you up to a year retroactively, but then you're still on the hook for the payment, the tuition payment. You're still on, those book money and the housing stipends that you may be receiving will be pushed back. You'll get it eventually, but of course, the sooner the better.
So they will receive the link on November 20th to set up your appointment to meet with Mr. Hernandez one-on-one to get your GI Bill benefits done. During that appointment, you tell the VA how many hours they're enrolled at St. Thomas so that they can get paid accurately. After that, what happens next? What's next for the student after the certification appointment?
After our certification appointment, and you may have heard me say this during our previous appointments, but focus on class. Your main goal here is to graduate, get a job, and go out and be successful. So when we certify, and the reason we certify early and face-to-face is so you know that this is taken care of. I don't have to worry about this piece anymore. I can go focus on the classroom and devote my time and efforts there. The last thing you need is to be going through the semester. Am I going to get paid? How do I do this? Did Jay certify me? Am I going to get to those end-of-month funds? Which, speaking, since we're moving forward to spring 24, you are going to get a January 1st payment. But I need you to understand that's for the month of December. The semester ends on December 12th. So those 12 days of December, you are going to get a January 1st payment. That is not for spring. But you may get that spring payment, that book money, if you are qualified for it, around the same time. ABSN students, they start super early. So if you are in the ABSN program, please certify with me sooner. I think it's the 3rd of January or the 5th that you guys are going to start. So that's right after the new year. And of course, your guys' payment deadline is going to come up a lot sooner than the regular semester. So the sooner the better, please.
So it sounds like once your appointment is done with Mr. Hernandez, no further action is needed from you except to start your spring semester. And like you said, focus on your studies because in terms of everything on the GI Bill side, it's all been taken care of during that appointment. My final question for you, Mr. Hernandez, is we are going on holiday break. We've got Thanksgiving break and we've got Christmas break. So understanding that Mr. Hernandez isn't going to be available during those days is going to be really important for you. So we cannot emphasize this enough. Schedule your appointment as soon as possible when the link becomes available on November 20th. Most importantly, please do not miss your appointment. A lot of students sometimes forget about their appointment. So as soon as you set that appointment up, make sure that you add it to your calendar. If something comes up in life, because that's simply how life happens sometimes, please make sure that you give them the courtesy of canceling your appointment so that another student can meet with Jay during that time. Starting November 7th becomes Jay's peak time, and his day is back-to-back student after student. And so when you miss your appointments, it's an opportunity missed for another student to have sat in front of him and gotten their benefits taken care of. So we'd greatly appreciate you helping us with that. We wish you all the best right now. You're probably studying really hard, getting ready for finals. And so we are here for you. If you need anything in the meantime, you can always email us, veterans, plural, with an S at the end, at sttom.edu, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that y'all might have. Have a great semester, Celts.
Thanks, guys.